Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Off the Clock, where the takes get real, the filters come off. We talk about what everybody's thinking and nobody's saying. I'm past. Once again, I'm here with D White.
Good.
What's up, man?
You know,
Just another week.
going on.
Just another week.
You know.
You got your redemption.
Yeah. You know, we got
You got your redemption.
Some Cancun buddies.
I don't think we've been on since your team lost.
Nah. I needed some time to recover.
Yeah, I would too. I'm about to need the same thing. We might be on another long one because it's looking bad. It is looking bad. Hey,
my mama.
Man, but we got a lot going on, man. First things first. First star Victor Wembanyama will not face any further discipline for elbow and Nas Reed. Looks like he's going to be playing in Game 5 against the Timberwolves. Shams reported this today, a couple hours ago. Looks like he's going to have the green light to play. Did you see the highlight on that?
Yeah, I did.
What do you think? You think he should have got suspended, or you think they did the right thing?
I think he definitely should have got suspended. I think a lot of other players regular season would have got suspended. I think the fact that it's playoffs and I think how important he is and where the series is at and where apparently this is the most watched playoffs in like 30 years. So you don't really, people want to see Wembanyama play. So
yeah,
I think he's not that type of player where he has a lot of that type of stuff on him. He's foreign. I mean, you saw the clip of him being like, when they were talking about the flagrant, he's like, hey, what that mean? So I'm not mad at it. I think I get it. It is a suspendable play because he kind of made that man, boy, you better that face to where he knew what he was doing.
No, he knew what he was doing for sure. He thought about it for a second, like, hold on,
That's what I'm saying. So, but I honestly, on the flip side, I love it because coming in with that physicality, he's gonna be coming in kind of with a chip on his shoulder, especially having to sit there and watch his team lose. And I think it brings a element back to the sport that we've lacked. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a guy needs to get punched in his mouth. We see a lot of man, hold me back. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since when Draymond was kicking people. They was talking. The NBA was getting coverage. Like,
but Draymond got suspended for that in the finals too.
Yeah, he's gotten suspended for it multiple times. I mean, guys like Isaiah Stewart, it's good to have those guys, but you rarely see that in like a star player, especially like Wemby. So it's like to see that from your leader too. I think that they're gonna come out. I'm excited to see how they respond to that. So I'm glad he didn't get suspended.
There's been a lot of critique though on the officiating. I mean, Mitch Johnson came out and said that he was disgusted with the officiating of the against Wemby. Like, basically he feels like, and every superstar has this argument. So, I mean, you take it with a grain of salt. I don't think it was a smart thing for him to say, but he said that basically he doesn't get the calls that he should get. And so the frustration is justified. I mean, basically in essence is what he said. I don't know if I agree with that. I think if one of your players does something like that, you say, hey, it's the playoffs, and you end the conversation. You don't try to.
Yeah.
There's not really a justification for elbowing somebody in the face.
Yeah.
That being said, as far as the suspension goes, I think it is kind of because I do a lot of talking about it being fair and lateral across the board with how they punish players, and I think that in regards to that specifically, he should have been suspended. But as far as what I would prefer to see, I don't mind it. If you're going to get out there and get chippy, then get chippy.
Yeah. They're
pushing him down. They're grabbing him and throwing him to the ground. It's like, you got to do what you got to do. He had to set the tone a little bit like, hey, I might be small, but you're not just going to do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying?
They need to speak out collectively because, like, I think I agree with you where it's like I see it. It's a lot of that stuff getting missed. And it goes to what we've talked about with the officiating needing to be fair across the board, and I agree. But when coaches come out and say that stuff like that to defend their player, I don't think it's a good look necessarily because he's already about to be in the spotlight for.
It's not a good look
for his goaltending too.
Yeah.
I think it comes to a point where if things like this are happening, because we see players that are getting held, as soon as they, above the 3 point line, and then you you have to play physical with a guy like Wemby. We were so used to a stretch or a spaced out game with a lot of threes. When we see physicality, we forget what it looks like. These players don't know how to fight for position. You know what I'm saying? So it
Yeah.
looks a lot crazier because it's an area of the game that's doesn't have as much focus. But when guys like Shaq, guys like Dwight Howard, were playing, and they didn't have an outside game, that's all you could do is because they were so physically opposing it. Wimby's one of those players where it's like he's so tall and he's so skilled. The only advantage that they have is being physical with him. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have those like
Yeah.
borderline misses,
Because
borderline.
he's such an alien. Like you have to do that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's one of those things. Like I feel like when the playoffs come, there has to be space for this type of physicality. There has to be because you have too many players that are too elite to not. They have to be defended a certain way.
yeah,
And it's like in the same breath, I think that's why you let him get away with something like this. Even though I feel like it sets a bad precedent because it opens the door for if somebody else has a moment like this, do you not suspend them too?
do not
Or
suspend
did you
them.
not suspend Wemby because you feel like it changes the landscape of the series? Because Timberwolves, him being gone for a game, that could be the difference.
Yeah,
I mean, realistically.
it could be 100%. That could be and we talked about momentum swings and changes. If he's out this next game and they go up 3-2, that's a different. You know what I'm saying? That's a
No,
different.
he's going to play the next game. They already announced it. They announced
No,
it.
I'm saying
Yeah.
if he hadn't have like
Oh,
the
you're saying
suspending him,
hypothetically. Yeah.
yeah, like that would have been a huge momentum swing. Especially with them coming into a game, beating them. They were up when he got kicked out the game, but I still think like even that in itself was like a momentum boost for them. I think they're gonna the Timberwolves. If I'm the Timberwolves, you heard how Ant was talking. He felt good. He had his little 30. Not little, but he had 36. He told dude, he said, if I had my good knee, you would have been punched on. Like, he's kind of like, he's starting to talk his talk, but I'm glad he's playing, bro. I think that's good for basketball right now because we need to see these younger teams compete because this older generation is going out. It's going to be a fight for. But on the flip side, I do get frustrated seeing Wemby get like anybody, not just Wemby, plays like that where people are allowed to get physical with him and it gets to a point where he throws an elbow. But then we watch teams like the Knicks or the OKC and how they ticky tack like that type of stuff across the board in the playoffs. Like you're saying, it has to be consistent. There has to be
There
a
has to be
way.
yeah.
There has to
There's
be
no way.
something that we can do to. And this is another conversation for another day. But I think it stems for how the league is going to start to grade and discipline refs. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be able to evaluate them. They're the only piece of our game where they can't be openly criticized, and fans talk about it all the time, and that's where I think that's a big thing. But yeah, no,
Well, the
what I gotta
problem
say.
with criticizing them is that if you start to criticize them, then they start to make decisions based off the criticism.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that changes the landscape of the game too. It's one of those slippery slopes. Like you have a certain aspect to the game that exists, and then but if you change those aspects, then you change the game itself too.
Yeah,
Because if refs are now worried about, okay, I got to make the play, I got to do this, I got to make sure that this guy gets called for this, I got to make sure that this person doesn't do this. Well, that changes how they officiate the game.
yeah,
Next thing you know, you got refs calling everything, pace of play being affected, certain players not putting up the same type of numbers. And those things are bad for the business. So I think there is a happy medium. But in regards to stuff like this with getting elbowed and stuff, I do think that a suspension was deserved, but I'm glad that they didn't do it.
yeah, 100%.
I think he got away with one for sure, but I'm glad that they didn't suspend him because it would have just been that's all we would have been talking about is how they suspended him and how
Yeah,
it affected the series if they lose and the Spurs could have won and I don't know if they're going to win. It looks like it's going to go to 7.
that's what it's looking like, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I said this in the last series when they was playing Denver, even though they beat Denver. If Ant was healthy, bro, it'd be kind of scary, bro.
Yeah,
And the fact that he's playing hurt and it's like it's putting a battery in his team's back because they know he's hurt and they know he's still going out there and he's being effective and he's doing his job. But for him to go out there and play how he's playing and have to like not be himself, we that's a big ups to him. So I agree. I think the game goes to I think 7. I think 7 is reasonable. 6 or 7 easily, but
I
7 I
was
think.
thinking the Spurs were going to do their thing and end this early because I mean it's fair to say that Oklahoma City is going to be sitting here waiting on whoever's going to play them next.
Yeah.
I don't think the Lakers. I think the Lakers get swept tonight. I don't think that they're going to win a game. So the Oklahoma City is going to be sitting there waiting on whoever comes out the next series. Just the same thing with the Knicks. They're going to be sitting there waiting. And I think that I would rather see San Antonio play them because I want to see the Chet and Wemby matchup.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem with that is I don't know if they have anybody else that can hold up to that demand. So I mean it's going to come down to two things: is Ant going to be healthy enough to beat OKC, or is the rest of the Spurs team good enough to do something against OKC?
I think it's a matter of is the rest of the Spurs team good enough defensively? Because you
Yeah.
see, it's not that they're terrible, but you see a drastic drop off in their play, even when Wemby comes out the game from his rim
Yep.
protection and him redirecting guys past to the hoop just by being there. So that's kind of what I'm curious about. I think matchup wise, like if Ant was healthy, I'd want to see Minnesota versus like if he was fully healthy. I know he had 36 last night, but if he was playing how he played in the last playoffs that they beat Denver, when he had like the 2 40-point games or whatever, if he's playing like that, then I would want to see it. But I agree with you. I think the Spurs is a really good matchup. That Chet, especially because teams I feel like have figured out a way to best deal with guarding Shea to a point where Shea's kind of fallen into the background and he hasn't had any really like explosive, crazy blowout games. But Chet's kind of been the one that
They don't have their second best player.
You said what?
They don't have their second best player.
Yeah, and that's why I say I think Chet's kind of stepping up, and he's been more or less the mismatch because Chet's a good two-way player. He's not a better defender than Wemby, but he's a good two-way player.
Well, I don't know. I have an opinion about Chet, but I don't like to talk about it. you know what people
Let him breathe.
You know what people are gonna say. You know how it goes, man. But hey, I'm excited to see it, man. I'm excited to see the rest of this Spurs and Timberwolves series. This is the best series in the West we've seen this far.
Oh yeah.
So it's exciting to watch. It's fun. I mean, like I said, them getting chippy and having stuff going on there in the game. It's good for the brand. It's good for basketball. So shout out to them. I'm glad. Shout out to the NBA for not suspending them, not falling under to the pressure of everybody saying, "Oh, everybody's sensitive. Everybody wants there to be some kind of ramification for people playing sports. Like, let them play, man. If they're not fist fighting, then it's just all a part of it. You guys suspended them for the game. They lost the game because you guys ejected them. There's no need for another game for him to be out another game, not in the playoffs.
No, not at all.
But yeah, let's move on to the next, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, bro. A lot of stuff to talk about. All right. So the Milwaukee Bucks are open for business. Trade calls for Giannis are being looked at, right? We're coming into the NBA draft 6 weeks from now, and the league and sources are saying that Giannis is up for trade if they make a good trade for him. So what do you think? You think that's actually going to happen, or you think they're going to?
I do. I do. I think Giannis leaves Milwaukee. I think there's some prime destinations. A couple of them are. I think there's a couple where it fits immediately from a standpoint of like not having to move around a lot of pieces, and then I think that there's a couple where the play style fits and they've been wanting him, but it's risky because they might have to give up pieces that they built into being like that role, the role players. And the two that are Boston and New York. Boston and New York have constantly gone after Giannis. The problem with that being is they both have built benches or a style of play around their team that they might have to adjust it due to Giannis or get rid of one too many pieces. Boston
Yeah.
being my biggest concern, like it fits play style wise because you need a dominant player who doesn't need the ball in their hand necessarily, and they don't need to shoot the three, so they're not going to necessarily have to be pick and roll situations. Are very good for him coming downhill, but like we know, we're gonna have to give up too much. Jaylen Brown, like just
You gotta
based
give
off,
up. You gotta give up one of them.
well, not even just one of them. I don't even think it'd be a clean, straight across the board trade, in my opinion. I think they're gonna ask. They're gonna try because Milwaukee's in a situation where if they give up Giannis, they give up everything. You know,
Yeah.
and they're gonna want. They're gonna be shooting for more than what they're bargaining for. They're gonna want a star and maybe a pick or two. You know what I'm saying? Or for Giannis, they're gonna want something like that.
I think they can get it though.
Well, they could.
I think they could go like. Who's to say they can't go get Jimmy Butler?
Well, if we get Giannis, I would give up our picks in this draft.
You guys ain't getting Giannis. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You guys ain't getting Giannis. Nobody's picking up that because you have to trade Jason Tatum because you guys aren't gonna trade Jason Brown because he hasn't been hurt. So you have to trade Jason Tatum.
I don't think
nobody's picking up. Nobody's picking up that bill on either one of them.
I don't think they,
especially not after getting swept.
But Giannis is a supermax himself.
No, he is. But I'm saying you're saying that they would have to give something up. Milwaukee's going to want something. They're not giving you guys Giannis for picks. They want one of your guys.
No, I said and him. I don't even.
That's even worse.
I mean, not necessarily because put it to you like this: if we do that and it works, it's a chance. Like I said, they're both risky. Knicks and Boston is kind of both risky, and you have a good season. Now you can leverage some of these role guys for picks because that's what we did before.
But why would the Knicks do that?
See, and that's the thing is that's where the percentage is kind of low. But the only reason why I say the Knicks is because they've been one of the main teams where they've spoken out about wanting Giannis, even with Brunson and Cat. Like that was one of their biggest things. Like if they were to be the next team with a big three, like their star that they wanted to go after was Giannis. That's the only reason why I say that is because and I don't agree with that, but their front office has made it clear. But
I don't think that's good for Giannis though. I don't think Giannis because he has to. I'm thinking. I think Miami or Golden State or
that's my next one. Golden State is the one.
Maybe LA, and the only reason I say that is because of Austin Reeves.
You guys are not getting Giannis.
I say that because we actually have players that we can put a package together for Giannis, and it's reasonable. Austin Reeves, Rui, and
for Giannis, you're smoking.
Yes.
For Giannis,
yes.
For Giannis,
for picks,
it would depend on what picks you have.
If the Lakers say, okay, we'll give you Luke Kennard, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura and 2 first-round picks, you think they're going to say no?
It would depend on which first-round picks and what draft. Because they're already looking into future drafts, like the kids that are coming into the system. Yeah. They're already doing that. So, it would depend on that and what their team would need. I'm not saying it's crazy, but it's almost like a situation – like it's a different situation, but it's a similar situation with us where it's like it could help you guys or it also could hurt you guys because you guys already don't have the deepest bench. So even if you get LeBron, Luka, and Giannis, you still
LeBron's gone.
You think he's gone?
So yeah, LeBron's gone.
I think Golden State. That was my last one I was gonna say. I think Golden State is the prime suitor.
That's the best place for him to go.
That's the best place for him to go
because he goes and plays with Steph. He doesn't have to worry about all of the extra stuff. He fits right into the system. They get rid of Jim, or maybe better, they keep Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, especially if he has if he needs to re-sign, they renegotiate his contract, get him on a 1-year deal, 2-year deal. You know what I'm saying? And boom, and then there you have it.
I think the Warriors getting Giannis is crazy. He's dangerous there. Miami too. I really think I really think Miami is where he'll wind up, but I can see Golden State. You guys are like, it's possible, but it just seems
Giannis
kind of
needs to be next to another superstar who can score with the basketball in their hands every single night.
yep.
And I'm because Giannis is gonna get rebounds. He's gonna score because you can't stop him coming downhill, and you can give him he's physically imposing. So if he catches the ball 8 to 10 feet from around the rim, he can make a move to get to the cup. Um, and it takes pressure off him. Like I feel like with the Milwaukee Bucks, like if he's with Golden State, like he's only gonna bring up the ball if it's like for shits and giggles. Like you don't need to bring up the ball. Milwaukee, he has so much pressure on him, and he has the ball in his hands. He's not a ball handler. You know what I mean? Like he needs a real guard, and then I mean I don't know. It just depends. I think Golden State, as far as play style too, like Steve Kerr coming back, having a guy who you have a guy who doesn't need to shoot, and you have a bunch of
Yeah.
guys who shoot. So now you have a guy who fills that void of like he's always going to be in position to rebound because he's not shooting and like that. Like he's gonna submerge and he's a workhorse. So now you put a guy like him next to. I know this is somebody we talked about, but even though he's older, a guy like Draymond, two guys who are just gonna work and pass the ball. And Giannis is the one that's gonna score. And now Draymond can kind of get into that role. He's just kind of facilitating, playing on defense, less of a role on offense because he's older. But he knows the team. He plays well with Steph. You know what I mean? Like then the cohesiveness I think will happen quicker. If he went to the Lakers, he went to Boston. If he went to even Miami, I don't know if the cohesiveness kind of fixes because Miami, and maybe I don't know, you have to fill me in, but I feel like they struggle. They don't have a true facilitator. And they already have Bam, who's not really like he's not a LeBron point forward, point center, you know what I mean? But he can dribble the ball. He might cross somebody up. But now, so then where's your identity? So you guys might be able to win games. You guys might have many matchups. But when you're talking about Giannis wants to compete for a championship now, you know what I
Yeah, for
mean?
sure.
So I just think Golden State, even though they're playing bumped out the last what 3 years or since it started, I think that's what they need to get over the hump. But it's just what would they give up? you know, like what are they going to trade to get Giannis? It's not like he's going to re-sign and he could sign with them like in a trade scenario. What does that look like?
I mean, it just depends, bro. Like it really depends on who they're willing to give up. Because you got a lot of different teams that could really unload for for Giannis. Like I said, us, the Warriors, Miami, like if you're talking about giving a package to Milwaukee, you know what I'm saying? And his value, in my opinion, increases because they just changed the lottery rules. So now them doing bad doesn't benefit them after this year. So they're looking to do. They're not looking to be bad. They're looking to try to figure out a way to be successful right out the gate.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, if I'm the Warriors, I'm saying I can give you guys picks. Maybe, like Eric is saying, we could give you guys Draymond, right? We can get Draymond out of here quick.
I don't think they're gonna, but that's the thing is that would work if it would benefit them. Draymond going to Milwaukee and getting rid of Giannis, it doesn't benefit them. They have a Dame just left. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't got much of a team. And Draymond's a player you're only gonna grab, especially at this point in his career, if you have a team already and you just need some filling pieces. That's not Milwaukee. Milwaukee's in a we're gonna break up. And the only reason why they're getting rid of Giannis is out of respect for him. Because he tried to stay and and things didn't pan out. And so out of respect for Giannis and not wasting his years, which kudos to them, they're trying to look at trade options and see. That's the only reason why I think Draymond wouldn't really fit well, you know what I'm saying? But like us or like you got I know you don't want I know you don't want Draymond or like a like OKC, like teams where Draymond does not have to score. That's the only place for him. And I'm gonna just leave it at that because we don't need to dial in and channel our Austin Rivers, but he's not an offensive player, especially this late in his career. So like that's just a
No, I agree.
questionable.
I think he'd be good though in a market like that. I feel like it's a similar situation where he can have the opportunity to really show a team, hey, this is what it takes. You bring in some young guys that maybe especially if you're bringing in draft picks, right? If that's your thing, you're looking towards the future. That's a benefit for them too. I don't know. I don't really know what you get for Giannis, to be honest with you, because I mean, it gets to a certain point. Like, who do you trade for Giannis? Who is going to be valuable enough to the Bucks that they say, oh, okay, this makes sense?
Yeah, I don't know. When you're looking at because I think you're right. I think the biggest thing in a trade with Golden State is going to be draft picks. Because if they're breaking up their team now, it's like a rebuild. What are we going to do? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They already got rid of what's his name, Kuminga. They're gonna keep Steph. I mean, you got guys like Gary Payton II and stuff like that, but
they don't have anybody.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have.
They have nothing that makes you say, yeah, let's get rid of Giannis. Like let's trade these to them, and then they know, like, okay, if we put Giannis and Steph Curry together, that's a problem, right? At least if you send them to, that's what I'm saying. Miami seems like the most realistic.
Yeah, no, Warriors. I'm looking at their draft picks, bro. Their second round draft picks for this year and next
yeah, they already dumped all their picks to the Heat for Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Picks. They only have their first round picks, and they only have one first round pick this year. I think it's the 11th pick, and then they have one next year.
The only realistic teams that can really get Giannis is LA, because LA can dump off players. LeBron's leaving, so that opens up cap space, right?
Did he say he's leaving though?
No, he didn't. But I'm telling you, he's leaving. He's done. He's either going to retire or he's going to go somewhere else and play one last year.
Okay.
There's no way that LeBron's staying in LA.
He need to come play 1 year for us.
That would be dope. That would be dope. But I'm saying, and you know how much of a LeBron fan I am. I'm gonna be pissed if LeBron stays another year. We need to LeBron. No, I'm dead ass. LeBron is my favorite player to ever play in any sport. But LeBron has to go. Like he's done. Like it's over. And this, see, like even this year with him getting swept right now and all of this, I hope they win one game because I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about, oh, LeBron got swept and da-da-da-da-da. It's like that's all we're going to hear about for the whole rest of the summer is how LeBron his whole legacy is defined by getting swept at 41 years old. Like, and I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't want to watch. LeBron should be done. He's done. Like, it's over. He's not going to win a championship. Okay, even if he comes to play with you guys, that doesn't make you guys contenders.
Who, LeBron?
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make you guys contenders.
It doesn't. But he's better than some of the pieces coming off our bench.
The only
I'll tell you that.
The only situation that I can see LeBron being a contender is if he goes and if somehow LA got Giannis and he gets to stay there with him and Luka, which I don't see as a reality. There's not enough money.
Nah, if we got Horford back and we got
you gotta learn getting Horford back.
If we got Horford back and we got Braun, we're chipped. We're chipped in.
That's never gonna happen, Mutt.
We're chipped in. I know.
I'm gonna tell you.
Can I just be a Celtic fan dreaming?
No, you can be, but I mean,
hey, nah. But I don't know where he goes. That's like the biggest thing is a lot of these guys that want to go somewhere else or want to get out of their situations. It's hard to tell where they would fit in or where it could be possible. And so, like with Giannis, there's some good situations when you talk about their play style and players that he get put up against. But then there's the looming question because he's a supermax, and this is where trading and being at the end of your contract are vital. They're gonna fleece. They're gonna fleece somebody for Giannis, and so it's gonna be a double-edged sword. He's gonna get somewhere, and they're gonna be like, all right, give us 2 years, and we just need 2 years to get to. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think they are. I think they're gonna have a harder time shopping him than they think because number one, his contract isn't much longer.
well,
I don't believe. He's going to be a free. Let's look up when his contract is over.
I know. I'm about to look it up. Giannis contract.
So he has a player option next year.
Next year, yeah.
Okay, so let's just keep it real, right? If I'm a team, what am I?
Hold on.
What?
For 2 more years guaranteed plus a. Oh, so his 2027, 2028 is his player option. Okay. At 62.7 million.
Yeah. Oh, so he has 2 years.
Oh, he's eligible for a 4-year, 275 million extension on October 1st.
Yeah.
But trade rumors are emerging with reports saying he may request a trade tender. Yeah, so like that's another factor right there. Because if he
and I think he has a no trade clause.
Who, Giannis? I'm pretty.
Oh, he does not have a no trade clause. Okay,
he doesn't.
Okay. See, that's what I'm saying though. Is like, okay, so that makes it even more difficult because then it's like, okay, let's say somebody does want Giannis. What are you gonna give up for him? Because, like you said, Milwaukee's gonna look to win the trade.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me watch me cook. Keep going. Watch me cook.
Who do you think has the most potential for a trade with Giannis?
I'm about to tell you right now. I'm just double checking my reasoning.
I'm trying to think. Hey, you know what? You know what I will say that we haven't talked about though?
What?
Who could trade for him and it is possible is the Thunder. The Thunder could get Giannis. The Thunder have the pieces and the depth to give up Giannis and it really not mean anything.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that would happen, and I don't think that Milwaukee would do it unless they gave the house for him, which wouldn't make any sense. But it's like, and another team, see, like all of the teams that really could do it are already good. Like the Timberwolves could do it, the Thunder could do it, but like, what's their benefit of doing it unless they steal on it, right? Cleveland could do it, I guess. Like they could put a package in for Giannis in Cleveland.
We're still in there. I don't know why you keep just jumping over us.
No, you guys are, but I'm saying what you guys are gonna have to give up to get Giannis.
I don't think so because I just looked at it. Jaylen Brown has more years on his contract, but he has that it's like the $304 million contract. He had the extension, so he's at now it's probably like $285 million left on his contract, which is roughly about the same as Giannis' contract, but Giannis' contract is up. So if they trade Giannis, they'll have Jaylen Brown locked in. He won't be able to just leave. They'll have him locked in. And as far as cap space for us, it doesn't really hurt us because it actually frees up some money because he's just a little bit under Jaylen Brown when it comes to the money.
Bro, you guys think that you think that the Celtics are gonna trade Jaylen Brown instead of Jason Tatum? Like, honestly.
As a Celtics fan, bro, and being tapped into like their radio and everything, I agree with you. But bro, they love JT. Like the front, and I think that's kind of where
Brad Stevens don't care about that, and you know that.
Yeah,
Brad Stevens is a businessman, and he does what makes sense for the team. And I'm telling you, from a personnel standpoint, I understand what you're saying 100%. From a likability standpoint,
either way, their contracts are both match his, so it wouldn't really matter. I just think they're gonna go JV, bro. That's just my personal opinion off of being a Celtics fan, like in the organization. Like it's something that's like widely spoken about too. Like I also think that's part of the reason why JB be in his feelings a little bit because, like you said, off the eyes of what's gone on in the organization last few years, like you would think that they would just have JB, but that's not the case, bro. I'm willing to bet, kind of how you're saying you think LeBron's gonna be gone. JB's gonna be out. I think
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see that. I feel like that would be the dumbest thing you guys have ever done.
they're only gonna get rid of JB for someone like Giannis. That's the thing.
And the reason I say that is because JT is already tore his Achilles. So it's like if you get rid of him, you're taking a big risk.
But that's why they pulled the plug on him in the playoffs. Because he still was having solid games. He came back early and his calf was hurting. It wasn't his Achilles that was hurting. And that comes from the overcompensation we were talking about with players and their injuries. And so I think that's why they pulled the plug, because they plan on keeping him. Or at least, or actually, it might not even be just keeping him. It could be what you're talking about. They plan on keeping him healthy for a trade and not being hurt trying to trade him. So I rescind. You're right. I gotta agree with that.
Yeah, it's hard for me to see.
I think our situation is just too complicated in a sense. Like it's not.
No, it is. It is for sure. You guys have one of those complex deals going on. So that's what I'm saying. Like it just doesn't make sense for you guys to. You guys only need a couple of pieces, and you guys will be straight.
That's it. We need a big.
Yeah, you guys can have DeAndre Ayton if you want him.
Nah, y'all can keep him. Y'all can keep him.
Hey, hey.
I'll take JaVale McGee.
Domination. All right, so we'll see what happens. I'm kind of excited to see what happens with the whole Giannis thing, but I am going to say this while we're on the topic of the East. 76ers get swept. Joel Embiid comes out after the game. He says, I'm as confident as I've ever been.
I don't want to hear. Go ahead.
He said, I'm as confident as I've ever been. I'm coming into the end of the season and my knee feels great. Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying
Joel
that before
Embiid,
going to Cancun.
I'm going to say this.
You're saying that before checking your bag for your passport. I don't understand.
I'm going to say this. One person that has to go is Embiid. They got to let Embiid go. Like, if I'm looking at it as a Philly, bro, did you see that there was more Knicks fans than there was 76ers fans?
The Philly fans were selling their tickets. The Philly fans were selling their tickets to the New York motherfuckers that was coming down.
Bro. Man, like I feel like this organization messed up. There was a moment when Joel Embiid and Doc Rivers criticized Ben Simmons after a postgame. And it really spiraled Ben Simmons' career. Like, honestly. And I feel like that team has never been the same since. I feel like they were on track to be really good. They had all that stuff going on with Ben Simmons, and they've never been the same. On top of the fact that Embiid, he gets hurt every single year. I think they said he's played 40% of his games in the last few years or something like that. Or maybe it was throughout his career. I don't know if he's played an entire season yet.
They got to do a 30. Hey, they got to do it. And this is sidebar, sorry. They got to do a 30 for 30 on Ben Simmons. They got to do something on what happened there, bro.
I'm going to be real with you. I think Ben Simmons was just like, you know what? I got $300 million. I don't care.
Bro, you ain't seen from him since other than being on that fishing boat. He's entering fishing competitions. He's doing his big one. He don't care.
Nah, I think they mentally got to him, right? It was like a thing. Like there's a certain aspect to sports where it's mental. Yeah. And you know that. Everybody that plays sports knows that, right? And I think his mental just got fractured by that whole situation. I think he was putting it putting everything on the line. There is a thing when you put it all on the line for your team, for the city that you're playing for, and then they come out and betray you like that. I don't think he ever got over it. I don't know if it was he was unable to play as much as he didn't want to play. And he's not from America.
He stopped having fun, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Any athlete bro, professional and all, they'll tell you the moment you stop having fun, it's not the same. You can't lock into the same zone you've been locking into. Like, you're not getting into your flow state. You stop working on your game, and then you're mental. You're not focused. You know what I'm saying? Like, once that mental's fractured, you're not focused on the game, even when you're playing it. I think that's kind of really what it is, because it's like you said, it kind of just looked like he didn't care, bro. Like, he was just like checked out. Whatever. And it's kind of ironic because I feel like part of that was frustration for how they were trying to put a lot of pressure on him. And I would have been pissed. I would have responded when Embiid and them was talking crazy, because I'm like, bro, Embiid, you're always hurt. And then when you want to come and you want to have comments when you are playing, and it's just funny how Embiid's always hurt, and then he comes back for the playoffs. He's hurt most of the year, and then he comes back for the playoffs, or when they need to make the playoffs.
Do you feel like the 76ers can bounce back with Embiid? I mean, now that they have Maxey now. They got Paul George.
Think they can.
Paul George is on the hook for 40-something million. Embiid's on the hook for 50. Maxey has another 40.
I think they can. I think the biggest thing, though, one, is the coach that is going to, or somebody that's going to tell Embiid, you're not the guy. Like, you're not the guy. Just get it in his head. You're not the guy. You are nice. You are.
I don't think anybody has to tell him that. I think he already knows that.
I mean, the only way I feel like it'll work is if he stays healthy, because it messes with momentum. They got to get a backup a backup big that's damn good. You know what I mean? Because Embiid's gonna be hurt, and you can't be like, oh, he's feeling good. Maybe next year's our run, because track record shows he does not play. He is one of the highest paid superstars that do not play. He's one of the highest paid superstars that doesn't play, but he gets more minutes out of them. Like, he's not like John Wall, who got his check and barely ever played. You know what I'm saying? But he's in that realm,
bro. He was hobbling. Bro was gone for the year and came back hobbling. He's done, bro.
I think his injuries and his just, he has one of those.
It's his size, bro.
That's what I'm saying. His body purport, like the.
They don't criticize him. They don't criticize him but he's overweight. He's overweight. He could. Joel Embiid can lose 60 pounds.
He's overweight and pigeon-toed.
Yeah.
So
but he could probably lose more than 60 pounds. He could probably lose 80 pounds. I wouldn't be surprised if Joel Embiid.
He's gonna get hurt. He lose weight.
I wouldn't be surprised if Joel Embiid was 320, something like that.
Bro, he's always hurt because he's always falling on the ground. Bro, he's always, every play, I feel like he's hitting.
I'll take Embiid over Ayton, though.
Oh, I would too. I would too. You know, Ayton ain't been the same since that. He had that 1 year. That 1 year, and then he vanished, and then never,
Yeah, I'm not too confident that he's going to be able to stay healthy. I honestly think that's another team that could put a package together for Giannis. It's them. It's the 76ers. Like, if you're Milwaukee and you got Giannis and Paul George and a couple of picks for Giannis, and Giannis goes to the 76ers, what you think about that?
What do you trade? Embiid and Paul George?
Yeah. You trade Embiid and Paul George and 2 first-round picks and maybe a couple of bench players?
I'm going Embiid, draft picks, Kelly Oubre.
I'm not trading Kelly Oubre. I'm not trading Kelly Oubre.
Why are you going to trade Paul George, though?
Paul George is done. Playoff P is done. That just buys them time. They need a package that can buy them time till they can get in the draft and get more players. They're not getting a package with a superstar.
Yeah.
Giannis is leaving either way. If it's not this year, it's going to be next year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that there's not a team dumb enough to do it. I mean, we saw Dallas trade Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis. So it's not impossible, but, you know, I don't know, bro. I feel like after this was like an all-time low for the 76ers. Just the way they went out, the sweep, the New York fans in their building, with there being more New York fans than Philadelphia fans, like that's unheard of, bro. They're just fed up. You know, they need to fire their GM.
Yeah, but Philly fans are also some of the worst fans, bro. I hate Philly fans.
I disagree. I think Philly has good fans. I think they just don't tolerate mediocrity very well. There's a lot of fan bases that tolerate mediocrity. And I don't think Philly's one of them. I think Philly's looking at it and they're like, you know what? We've been dealing with this for the past decade and we're tired of it. It's the same thing. You've never even been to a conference finals. Like it's the same thing with you every year. You go out here and beat the Celtics and then you get swept in the next round.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you, because I question if you guys would have got swept. But I think that for the 76ers, just to stay on topic, Joel Embiid might be confident in his knee, but I'm not.
No. No. If I was the coach, GM, I would have told him, I don't know why you said that.
As a matter of fact, I'm willing to put money down against his knee right now. I would make a side bet with whoever wanted to make it that he gets hurt within 30 games next year. If he makes it to 30 games.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get hurt 30 games. Easily. That's not even a question, bro.
Because he's getting older. He's going to come out even more out of shape next year. He gets a little bit more out of shape each year, it seems like. Like just physically.
He's having lower extremity injuries. So he's just sitting. He's not running. He can't work hard on losing weight and conditioning when your ankle's busted, your knee's busted. And so now you're just sitting down. And so but they should have saw that when Embiid came into the league before he was getting hurt, because he used to talk about how, like, he showed him how I'm not gonna say he's lazy, but like that X factor was missing. Like
I don't think he's lazy. I just think that he's injury prone. I think he has a
lot of that. I'm not gonna say all of it, but a lot of it can come down to habits. And when you get certain injuries, and when I think a lot of bigger guys, they don't look into taking care of their body until injuries start coming. Until the weight starts to like you start feeling the ramifications of like, oh dang, like I'm overweight, I'm feeling the pressure on my knee, my ankles, my hip. You know what I'm saying? You hit the ground, because like Zion never dealt with that. He was big, he had and then he went to muscular, but then he realized, dang, like I still have a lot of weight. I'm still playing how I'm playing. Like they tried to thin him out. Then he's dealing with microfracture or small tissue injuries. You know what I'm saying? Because now he's quicker and faster and has a little bit more. Like you're shifting the muscles so often in what your body uses, trying to play through injuries and adjust. Embiid, man,
I think some people just have the genetic to be able to, and some people don't.
Yeah, some people don't.
I think people push their genetics to the max, right? Like a lot of players, they push it to the max. They figure out a way to get the most out of their body. And the problem with that is that when you're redlining your body, it's like a car, right? I think one of the reasons, like, and this is off topic, but it's not at the same time. Like when you think about like LeBron, right? You never see LeBron maxing out. Like you never see him. He doesn't ever look tired when he's playing. He doesn't ever look like he's 100%.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that contributes to the fact of why he doesn't get hurt. It's because what he's going out there and he's playing just hard enough that he's not just going crazy for the whole game. Like, he knows how to pace himself. He knows when to be aggressive. Yeah.
It's very controlled.
Instead and a lot of these guys,
full strength, full speed, throwing your body around, like just trying to use your physical prowess matched with your skill, but heavily relying on the fact that I'm fast, or I can jump high, or I'm stronger, so I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna bang, 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 bang. Shout out Pops, R.I.P. But you know what I mean? Like, that's just, I don't know, bro. Like, the injuries, especially for a player like Embiid, I just look at it and I look at play style. He's hit the floor ever since he came into himself of being Embiid. Because early on he developed. I watched him when he was at Kansas and everything. I get it, but when he really started to blossom into the player that he was in the league, we used to talk about it. Oh, Embiid's always at the free throw line. You're trying to sell fouls. You're falling. You're hitting the ground. Some of these small guards, they're doing it. They're not getting hurt. Your Jalen Brunsons, your ITs, your Shays. But when you're a big guy that's going in, getting the bump, and then you're hitting hardwood every single night, you're coming down on one ankle. You're doing your fade. Like, eventually,
and bro be hitting the floor. Giannis hits not Giannis. Embiid hits the floor a lot.
A lot, bro.
Bro is like, he's like Shea of big men. Like, he's putting himself on the floor, trying to get that call, trying to go to the line, which, is what it is. But it's like, I feel like that contributes to his injuries too.
100%.
He's flailing himself on the ground. Like, everybody, all the big men want to do everything except be big men.
Exactly.
Like, none of them want to be in. AD doesn't want to be a big man.
We used to say that when he was in LA. You'd always be like, man, why is he always on the ground? Every 2 seconds.
Bro. And the only one of them that I've ever seen that's actually, it's okay. Well, there's 2 of them that I say is okay. One of them's Cat and the other one's Wemby, where it's like, they can not be big men and it's okay. It makes sense for them to not be, getting parallel in the paint starting from the elbow, getting the ball, dribble, there's no functionality to most of these big men's game at all. They're just hoping that they get wide open, trying to do something that's going to get them injured.
Yeah. Right?
And it just doesn't make sense. Like, if you're Embiid, why are you not at the bow all game? Nobody can stop you. Why are you at the 3-point line?
That's what I'm saying. Why are you not trying to make contact?
Every team doesn't need 5 guys at the 3-point line. I don't understand when that became a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's like everybody wants to play like 2K. Like, it's like when you like all these NBA teams, they want to play 2K on the court. Like, bro, if you got Giannis, why are you not backing people down? Like, I get it, and he's athletic. Embiid was athletic before all the injuries. Like, he was a quick big man. But it's like, bro, you had people like Shaq. What did Shaq shoot 2 or 3 3-pointers his whole career? And he's an all-time great.
And 91 to like 98, 99, Shaq was so athletic. He could run the floor. He could dribble the ball. He had touch around the rim. This is before he started putting on kind of the hefty, solid Shaq weight. And he was down there. And I get it's a different era. They weren't shooting threes, but it's like, for me, as a big man, how do you not grow up? And even Elijah wanted to put you in a blender.
Exactly.
Okay, you don't want me to be too physical. I'm gonna take you down here and hit him with the lateral movement. Like,
Patrick Ewing will put you in the blender too.
Yeah. And
I know Patrick Ewing technically wasn't a big, but I'm pretty sure he was a power forward.
I think
even look at Timmy D, right? Tim Duncan. He spent his whole career never going past the free throw line.
Yeah.
He might not have dunked on people he wasn't the most physical. He was technical, right? But, bro, he didn't need to shoot threes to be successful. Everybody doesn't need to shoot threes. Like, yes, do I agree with the concept that you should be able to get a wide open pass at the 3-point line and make it? Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. If you're Joel Embiid, if you're Giannis, if you're AD, if you're any of these dynamic bigs, if somebody passes you a wide open shot and you just so happen to be at the 3-point line, yes, you should be able to hit that shot. Should that be your go-to? No. Should that be a part of the game plan as a coach? I don't think so. Now, they might have some explanation for it that I'm not aware of, but from what I see, it doesn't make sense. Like you see these teams that are shooting all of these 3-pointers and living and dying by the 3-pointers, and they can't make 3-pointers. Like, what happened to adjusting? What happened to saying, okay, we're a month in, we're 2 months into the season, we've played 30 games, and we're shooting 30% from 3. Let's do something else. Let's stop shooting so many damn threes. Let's transition into a style of basketball that makes sense with the personnel that we have. Nobody does that. It's okay. Let's play the Knicks, who are great 3-point shooters. We see the Knicks are shooting 50% from 3. They're shooting 58% from the field. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna try to outshoot them. It doesn't make sense, bro.
Well, and nobody has no bigs. I see it all the time. I'm not gonna say no bigs, so there are, but I see a struggle or a lack of post moves. A lot of these guys are catching it in the paint. They're not really making so it's not respected. Like it's not something they're looking for. Like they're not even looking to pass into the post sometimes. You know what I mean? Like and it's
no, because everybody's trying to think about a way that they can get a wide open 3-pointer. And it doesn't work. If you have a player in the paint that's backing people down in the paint, then they have to kick back out to the 3-point line, which, can increase the likelihood of the ball getting stolen, whatever, it not working out, somebody closing out before the ball gets there, any of these things, which I understand that, but it's like you have to, sometimes taking 2 is better than missing 3.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion. Look at some of the most successful teams. It wasn't threes that made them successful. Mid-range shots are almost completely gone. Nobody shoots mid-ranges anymore. People always talk about Michael Jordan. That's one of the things about Michael Jordan that he had in his bag that doesn't exist anymore is the mid-range. He's getting the ball, one dribble, pull up mid-range, and he's hitting that. That's a reliable shot. You don't have to shoot threes all the time. Like you said, you had players in whole eras of basketball that made it through games without shooting threes. There's no reason for it. Now, as far as we way off topic from Giannis's knee, but the point of the matter is that I think for him, he needs to get in the paint and try to stop moving around so much. If he gets to his spot, gets in the paint, and goes up with the ball, he'll have a lot more sustainability throughout the season, in my opinion. And I feel like he doesn't do that. He just doesn't. Like, none of these bigs do that. AD gets hurt a lot, too, because he does the same thing that Embiid does. They want to sit up and run around and be point guards. You're not a point guard, bro.
Why are we running a pin down for Anthony Davis?
Exactly.
To catch and fire a 3.
Why? Like, bro, why? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Anthony Davis, bro, is like watching him play. It's just like watching Embiid play. It's a joke. Like, as a basketball fan, you're looking at it, you're like, okay, we're running our entire system through this guy that's going to be hurt next week.
Yeah, I don't know. Injury prone stars are really, it's a tough. I feel like after you get it, and that should be in contracts, like after you get hurt a certain amount of times, like we should be able to go back into negotiations. If you want to stay, you're comfortable with our staff and everything, that's fine. Let's renegotiate your contract. You spent 4 or 5 seasons only playing 40% of your games. At a certain degree, you got to allow us to take that other percentage, or some of that percentage of money you're getting, and bring in some help, because I know he wants to win too. Like, even if he wants to stay in Philly, like that's the type of move that has to be. You guys got to build some depth. You guys got to get a 3-point shooter You know what I'm saying? You don't got to get a bunch of them so that now you're shooting a bunch of 3-point shooters. But I think this is why we need to see more teams go for players that can't shoot. You know, players that players that got lay packages, can go close but are not 3-point shooters, because then you don't have to fight tooth and nail to get them to not fire and shoot 3-pointers, and they're going to take the high percentage shots. I remember we used to watch LeBron. You know, I'm not a LeBron fan, and when he was in Cleveland, that was one of his biggest things. He shoots threes now, but it's like, and he shot them then. But if LeBron was anywhere 8 feet in from the hoop, he was like, it was like an 80. He shot like 89%. And people used to always get mad, like, "Oh, he's muscling, he's attacking the cup, he can't." And that's what they used to always say: he can't shoot, he can't shoot. Nobody could beat them. Braun's getting 40 from the bump layup,
Yeah.
layup, like. And then you get these guys who I look at their, and honestly, it's crazy because the threes, it's an illusion. You'll have guys that have 30 points, right? But they shot 20% from the field. They shot 15 3-pointers. You know what I mean? They went to the line 15 times, and you're like, dang, you only had 30 points? Like,
Yeah.
I saw 30, and oh, so you were just firing until you got your bucket. I think an example of that was what game was it we were watching that somebody had 30? Oh, it was Derek White and Jalen Brown. That last game we lost. They had good, like, at the number wise, they had good games, but they shot terrible from the field. Jalen Brown shot, or Derek White, he had like 26 or something, and like 8, but he shot 16 threes. He went like 5 for 16. You know how many layups you could get for that? Higher percentage shots. We're not even, and we're wasting shot clock. That's a big thing in the league too. 3-pointers, like you're saying, is everyone's kind of looking for the transition threes. They're looking for I've seen guys in the NBA attack the cup and dribble out. Like, a guy's coming, and instead of trying to finish, they'll dribble out or like swing it to somebody in the corner. They'll be right here by the hoop, swing it to the corner for a 3.
That was crazy what you said there, but
What?
nothing.
Oh yeah, we'll watch it back.
That was crazy. But nah, yeah, I don't know, man. Embiid's he gonna have to do something different for me to really believe in what he's going on. But yeah, we got my favorite event of the night here. Wizards get the number 1 pick in the lottery, right? Wizards were awarded the number 1 pick in the 2026 draft. The Wizards have gotten, let them tell it, they were 1 ping pong ball away from getting Zion Williamson. They missed out on the Victor Wembanyama and Cooper Flag drafts. They've been bad every year. They almost straight up just completely tanked their whole season this year just to get the number 1 pick. This is probably the last lottery style draft that we're going to have, and they got the number 1 pick. A lot of talent coming in this next draft. They're saying about 3 or 4 players are going to be top talent. What do you think about the Wizards getting the number 1 pick? You think it makes a difference? You think it's just the same old stuff with the Wizards? They do have Anthony Davis and Trae Young now. Does this number 1 pick make them not a contender, but a decent team?
Well, I think it does, depending on who they take. For the Wizards, for me, I'm looking more at like a Cameron Boozer and a DeBonsta. The guard that they have high projected, Preston. I think I stay away from a guard, especially having a guy like Trae Young. I don't really. I mean, I think the Wizards gain more from trading the pick, in my personal opinion. Just because you don't know what's going to happen with Anthony Davis, and you don't want to stunt your star's growth in that first year. You know what I'm saying? And Trae Young is somebody that you guys haven't really got an opportunity to really see him play in your organization with your players. He played a little bit, but not much. He's a ball dominant guard. He is a very high turnover rate, and he's terrible on defense. So there's some things where it's like you run the risk of getting a number 1 pick and being abysmal, and like Austin Rivers said, you start killing these players by them being in the wrong organization. I think they get some pieces or get a star that's already been in the league and can deal with some adversity first and try and get some draft picks in the future. I would trade it to Utah.
Absolutely what you said too. I was like, oh, shit. That was crazy, gang. That one was crazy. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was like, there's no way. I almost stopped you when you were talking. That's how crazy that was.
This is what happens when you deal with kids. I mean, the Wizards have a decent team. I mean, they got Anthony Davis, Trae Young, Alex Sarr, the former what was he, the former number 1 or 2 pick? I think it was the 2 the year Wemby was drafted. Maybe. He's a center. They got some young talent, Keyshawn George, Trey Johnson. Yeah, no, they don't really. That's the thing, is they don't really have a team at all. So
they never have a team. It's the Wizards, bro. They don't deserve the number 1 pick. I'm so glad that the NBA changed the rules, bro. I'm so tired of this. They're getting the number 1 pick so that they can get him and flame him up and send him out to the Wolves, bro. That's all they're going to do. The Wizards are terrible every single year. Anthony Davis is going to get hurt. Trae Young's probably going to get hurt. If they both play, they're going to win a couple of games. Trae Young is terrible. Trae Young has got to be the worst superstar in the NBA. If you even consider him a superstar.
You opt into the more defensive player if you do draft, so I would lean more towards Boozer.
Oh, you have to. But you have to get defense if you're gonna keep Trae Young on your team. You gotta go defense.
Yeah,
Trae Young is like having a black hole on your team.
Not to say DeBonsta doesn't play defense, but just in general speaking, like
Trae Young might as well go sit down on the bench after the offensive possessions and get back up whenever the team comes back to the other side of the court. It would almost be better if he did that, because at least the team would understand that they're missing a player and they had to do something extra. That's how bad Trae Young is. Like, when he's out there, he is a liability. The only person that's equivalent to that I've seen is Luka. I feel like we've been playing better basketball. Yes, we do miss the aspect of the scoring. Right, because Luka's able to score so much that it kind of masks how bad of a defender he is. But he's bad at the defense, and Trae Young is the same way. These guys are terrible. So them getting the number 1 pick, it's like giving it to a child or something. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
They're looking to trade it to Utah or I was seeing Brooklyn. But I just wonder what you'll get. Utah, I mean, that's a good spot for DeBonsta because, I think he's really going to be the one that goes number 1. But
well, it's smart to trade it away because you get picks for the future, right? Yeah. You might, especially with everything changing. But I mean, you never know. They might decide, we're going to pick somebody up, and I feel bad for him.
I think they're going to trade it. I think they're going to try and strong arm somebody for that first round pick.
I feel bad.
Utah really, really, really wants AJ. Like, really wants AJ. They were talking to him when he was in high school or in college. So, but Brooklyn,
watch them type of claims.
Brooklyn, I don't know too much about Brooklyn's roster and what they could offer pick wise, how they have picks. I do know they probably do have a lot because they traded. Brooklyn probably is sitting on some picks because they traded Kyrie, KD, and James Harden all around the same time. So they probably got some picks coming up in these next couple years. I don't know. The number 1 pick this year to me doesn't really, especially if Washington. Oh, I would take Boozer. I
Yeah,
like
it's Boozer
AJ.
for sure.
I like AJ, but for a team like Washington, you need like a two-way player that's
Yeah.
already like and you need size. They got guards. They got young guards and stuff.
You'd be
Uh,
foolish if you didn't go Boozer.
but AJ is nice though. Don't get it twisted.
No, he's nice, but he ain't Boozer though.
I mean, Boozer was on a better team, so
Yeah, that don't mean nothing.
it do when you the focal point. Well, he was the focal point, but it do mean something. But yeah, no, I think I'm more excited to see who the other draft picks, who some of these other teams draft in the first round. You know, I want to see who Golden State drafts. Brooklyn has they might trade, like Washington might trade Brooklyn for their sixth spot pick in a second round in this draft. I think that's what they were looking at because Brooklyn has the sixth pick, Utah has the second. Um,
I mean, it just depends on how they see themselves. I don't
Chicago
I
has
don't know
two
if they
first
see
round
if they
picks.
see themselves as contenders now, because
Who?
they're not. The
Who?
Wizards. I don't know what they see themselves as. I'm
No, no,
drafting.
no, no.
If
They
I'm their
know they know they're not
if
contenders.
I'm
That's why
if
they.
I'm a GM, I'm drafting. Anthony Davis doesn't want to be in Washington. He's leaving the first chance he gets, and so is Trae Young. So if I'm them, I'm not trading nothing. I'm drafting. I'm gonna give these guys an opportunity to come out here and show me what they can do as fill-ins. I'm not sitting up waiting. I'm about to
Well,
draft who I
if
need.
I know there's no way that I'm gonna win in 2 years because first round only has what 2 year guaranteed. So if I know that, and I could trade for um two first round picks or a first round and a couple second rounds and get 3 players, 2 to 3 players in this year's draft, trade Anthony Davis in the middle of the season because I think they got Anthony Davis to help out with Sarr. He's younger or whatever. Anthony Davis, he's not. I mean, he's not bad. He's just injury prone. That's like what sucks about Anthony Davis is he's not bad. He's just always hurt. Trae Young. I mean, you want to see if you can get a better guard because they're backup guards right now. They don't really have nobody that they could be like, all right, here we go. And there's no guards that they would give. If they use their first round draft pick, they're getting forwards. And you have no guard. And you're gonna need a guard to match that forward, especially somebody that can play defense. Trae Young, but I tell you, Trae Young is a good shooter, I guess you could say. Like he's NBA player, he has talent. But in the point they're in right now for building to something, you don't keep Trae Young, bro. You just don't. You can give him a year maybe to try him out, but I don't see them keeping Trae Young or Anthony Davis. I feel like they're trying to stack their pieces. They're trying to stack up their take the slow route. Don't do the now route. Is my advice if I were to talk to Wizards front office. Because like you said, they've been trash. They've been terrible. So you could draft a number one pick, but there's a lot of cleaning up that you guys are gonna have to do. Otherwise, you're gonna have a number one pick and he's gonna end up leaving. You're gonna end up using him and trading him for something and hoping that you get a draft pick. Draft picks are underrated in my opinion, especially because all the teams that like OKC, they structured it properly. They had so many draft picks for like 5-6 years, just hella draft picks from all these different. I feel like that's to get out of the rut that they're in. That's what the Wizards need. They need to stack up draft picks so they can actually fully build a team.
Wizards need to fire everybody that's from the coach all the way up to the owners.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They need to get rid of everybody that exists in that franchise, and then maybe they'll
100%.
have a chance.
They need to get rid of the dude who traded for Anthony Davis.
Get in, yeah. The Wizards. Nah, I'm tired of the Wizards. I'm tired of the Wizards. I'm tired of Sacramento. I'm tired of the Houston. Not Houston. I'm tired of the Hornets. I'm tired of all these teams. The Portland Trailblazers. You go to any of these teams, you're done. These are not
Anthony
contenders.
Davis and Trae Young is crazy to trade for. Like, I don't know what he thought that was going. That's insane.
See, like you said, Anthony Davis can play. But the question is he going to take it seriously?
Is he going to be here? Is he clocking in today?
And I'm telling you right now, Anthony Davis didn't want to play in Dallas, let alone
the
Washington.
Wizards?
Yeah.
No.
You could tell Anthony Davis was pissed when he got traded to Dallas. He did not see that coming.
Mm-mm. No.
And frankly, you know, I don't think the Lakers would have traded Anthony Davis had it not been for Luka. And what they got Luka for, like, was almost nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it was virtually, they traded Anthony Davis straight up for Luka. And then just to turn around and trade him.
Yeah.
So they basically traded Luka for no reason.
Dallas has a lot of explaining to do. I think they'll be okay though. They got some new people clearly making some decisions now. So I think they'll be all right. It was a crazy trade though. I think they really just kind of wanted to get Dallas in a sense. There was people in the front office that were kind of fed up with Luka. I mean, because when you look at Luka, yeah, he was the guy there, but he has his flaws.
No, Luka doesn't play defense.
You know, and
he's suspect on defense.
Well, and he's hurt. He's maybe not be hurt as much as some other stars, but Luka is injury prone too. He's even in Dallas, he was always hurt. And so I get it from a fan standpoint. You're like, why would you trade Luka? He's giving us 40, 30, 50, this triple double, double double. But it's like, how are we gonna build for longevity? How are we gonna, not everyone's gonna be like the 76ers and hold on to Embiid or hold on to their star through, even though he can come back and get you 30 and 10, but he's never there. You know what I mean? He's always hurt. And I mean, Embiid's saving grace is that he can play defense due to his size. He can play defense in mismatch situations. He can protect the rim at times. He's not the best, but Luka, I mean, he couldn't guard a cone. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and I it frustrates me because
playoffs against Timberwolves. I think that's what did it.
I feel like we had a chance if Luka was playing. I know it seems crazy because we're not a super defensive team anyways, but I feel like we had a chance if Luka was playing. And once Luka was out, like, I'm honestly surprised that we even beat Houston. We should have lost. Houston lost to us in the sense that they didn't show up for themselves. We didn't beat Houston though. Kevin Durant got hurt, and the team didn't play well. Like, yes, we won the series, but I'm saying they beat themselves. I don't know what they had KD doing in practice to get hurt like that, or if that just was him deciding that he wasn't going to play. But we would not have won that series if KD had played that whole series. And their team would have played well. They beat themselves. And then now we're playing Oklahoma City, and it's like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we actually doing?
Yeah, you guys need Luka. You guys have needed him from the start. Your offense has been barely being held together by LeBron James. And Rui, I'll give it to Rui. Rui's been playing good, solid.
Yeah, but Rui is not enough.
He's not.
Austin Reeves, he plays well, but he just has these moments where he doesn't play defense.
Oh, he can't.
So there's that.
I try to tell you that your 1 and 2 option are a perfect punch. That's the thing is Austin Reeves and Luka, you can tell they love playing with each other. And Reeves has a great Okay, see, here you go. Here you go. They love playing on the same basketball team. They love playing on the same basketball team. And Austin Reeves, I mean, him and LeBron have great chemistry. All right. But Luka and Austin Reeves, You guys need to stop.
Oh my
You guys need to stop. You guys are too much. Oh my goodness.
He said, say it again. What do they love to do?
They love playing on the same team. You guys, man. This is how children act when it's past their bedtime.
Oh man. Don't try to flip it on to us.
Man, get your minds out the gutter. Anyways.
What
Nah,
do you
they can't guard.
They can't guard?
Austin Reeves or
No, Austin Reeves is I don't even know what to say about bro sometimes. Like sometimes I feel like he's Kobe Bryant, and then other nights I feel
you can't even focus.
some nights I feel like bro is Kobe. Like he goes out there and he's just going crazy. And then some nights I'm like, okay, is that like okay, what's
okay.
What's up with your
right.
What's up with your brother? Oh shoot. This guy here, man. I can't stand this guy.
I can't even think straight now.
All right, I think that's a good segue for us to get. So we got game predictions. What it's halftime and the Pistons and Cavaliers. Pistons are up 56-52 at the half. Who do you got?
Oh, Pistons.
You got the Pistons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly. I want the Pistons. I want to see the Pistons OKC or Knicks OKC.
Yeah. I don't feel like Cleveland can beat them in the series, just from what I've seen so far. I think they kind of got lucky last game and pulled it off, but I don't think they're going to win that one. But I do think that Cleveland might get that Giannis pack together though. Because like if I'm the more that I really think about it, like what a better time to get rid of Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell really hasn't done anything. Like he's right there, you know. He's like a Jimmy.
Who's your guy? Giannis?
You might get Giannis and Braun together for 1 year.
Who's your creator? Who's your ball handler? Don't say James.
James Harden? Question mark?
I mean, okay. I mean, it could work. I just think it's crazy. I think that what's really hurting them is the fact that Jared Allen and Evan Mobley are like, they're not playing. Neither one of them is playing dominant or having any like dominant games.
Do you feel like the Cavaliers have a chance to win this series, or is it just if they lose this one, is it over?
The X factor. Everyone wants to talk about Donovan Mitchell. The X factor is Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. I'm telling you right now, there's no way you should have 2-7. Evan Mobley the other night had 1 rebound. He's 7 feet tall. and everyone wants to talk about James Harden.
No. Everyone talks about James Harden because James Harden, hey, shouts out to James Harden, man.
No, I got the Pistons though. I think they could have a chance, but I think Cleveland could have a chance, but Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, they're not going to step up and, you know.
I don't know, bro. I feel like the Pistons are going to get swept by the Knicks. The Knicks keep playing like they've been playing. Like I don't know if anybody in the East can beat the Knicks if they keep playing like they've been playing.
I think the Knicks have a better chance of outplaying the Pistons. I think the Pistons are starting to get tired. See, the Knicks have had a couple playoff runs where they've gotten to this point, and this is kind of where they're getting over their hump. Pause. But the Cleveland Cavaliers, or not the Cleveland Pistons, the Detroit Pistons, this is like fresh. Like it's very fresh. Like they're the number 1 seed. That wasn't supposed to, that's not something people really kind of expected out of Detroit. They had a long series for round one. And then, I mean, even this series, like you've seen it last night. Cade was bro was, or not last night, last game. He was tired. He was tired, bro. Because the Pistons don't have another closer. They need Cade Cunningham. The Knicks, the difference is while Jalen Brunson is their closer, I mean, Cat's gonna come through and he's gonna help. You know, there's no guarantee Tobias plays how he's played in some of these games down the stretch. Asar Thompson. I mean, I also think the Pistons coach a little bit is getting a little bit too. He has some weird like substitutions at times. But this is a new position for them that they've been in. But I don't know. I got them. I got the Pistons. I got the Knicks. Well, the Knicks just swept, so I got the Pistons, Knicks, Eastern Conference, and then I'm probably gonna say, ooh, Spurs, T-Wolves. That's probably that's the more tough one. I'll go Spurs in 7.
Yeah, but then you got Spurs in 7.
Yeah.
And then T-Wolves, man. T-Wolves, I'm going to have to go Spurs too. I think you got Spurs. I'm going Pistons. And then obviously OKC.
Yeah. OKC and the Knicks are just waiting right now.
Yeah. I feel bad for whoever has to play either one of those teams.
Yeah. Especially because if both these games go to, or both these series go to Game 7, even Game 6, these guys are just getting days to rest. Days to rest and recuperate.
That's the worst thing that you want too.
Yeah, exactly.
You're hoping that one of these teams comes out with a victory against these guys, and it's not happening.
Not at all. They're going back and forth. The team go up 2-0, and then another team will win the next 2, and then now they're splitting 1-1 to the end of the series. Like you're like, oh my gosh. And It's like the road travel. You're going. That's like then you get to Game 7. Now you done been home away. Like it's just like you didn't travel too many times. You've been on the road, played 7 games. And if you're a team where your best player, like Cade, played 47 minutes. If he's playing that every game, and you're going to Game 7, I'd be tired too.
Yeah, Cade has been nice though. It's been good to see him play the way that he's been playing. He's been playing very good basketball.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not mad about him, but yeah, I think it's going to be a tough go for anybody that's even looking to have a chance against OKC or the Knicks. Like, even let's say the Pistons do come out and win this series, they can't lose any more games. Or it's going to be a rough next series for them if they lose any more games.
Well, and Chet and Jalen Duran, I feel like is a mismatch.
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, that's just, but Pistons and OKC are 2 of the best defensive teams in the league. I think the Pistons are number 1 in the East, and OKC's number 1 in the West.
I feel like OKC is overrated team. I feel like they haven't, like people have they have this cachet that they don't deserve. And I think they're going to get exposed. But I am mad that they're beating us.
Yeah, throw that in there. He said, I don't think they're that good. That's what everyone that loses be saying.
No, I don't think they're that good. I think we're bad.
No, I know. I don't.
I can say that with supreme confidence that I think the only reason that they're beating us is because they're consistent. We just have moments where we cannot score. Yeah. We every game we have a quarter, and this has been the story since Luka has come, and it was the story when AD was there. And I don't know if it's LeBron. I don't know if it's just a curse. I don't know what it is, but the last few teams that we've had, we have entire quarters where we play bad basketball. And this team is not any different. There is a giant lapse where we're in the game. Like, we've been in every game. And then there's a quarter where we cannot score the basketball. And it's consistent. Like, we have these peaks where we can score with the best of the best. And then we have these valleys where we can't buy a basket. and then it's like, obviously the refs aren't helping us. You know, like, we're getting hosed by the refs.
It's because they spent all them years helping LeBron, you know.
I'm seeing all of these clips of fouls being called. We're not getting free throws. We're just crazy calls. Like, it's on camera. It's not even people just saying it. It's just there for the world to see. To where, like, even people in the crowd are looking around like, what's going on? But, you know, I think the worst thing that could ever happen, and people talk about it, the worst thing that could ever happen is a 41-year-old going and winning a championship.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
Like,
that's an integral piece, not like a role player coming off the bench.
Like, when you actually think about that for a second, like, if how much that would devalue the NBA brand, because it's like, what's being left if that happens? And I think they kind of saw that with the NFL, because that's kind of what happened with Tom Brady. It's like,
I think they're trying to protect the argument of who's the GOAT. Because if LeBron wins a ring at 41, then it's like, make him the logo at this point.
Well, LeBron's already should be the logo, but, you know, we ain't gonna talk about
it. Okay. Anyways,
there's no reason for LeBron to not be considered unanimously.
They should do like special edition logos.
No, there should be one logo, and it should be a LeBron tomahawking with an arm out.
Nah, they should do like a
dunking the ball.
Whatever.
Because LeBron is the GOAT. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Nobody is even close. Yeah, call your dog.
Here we go.
And I don't care if LeBron should be the logo. Hey, it's all good, Eric. Because I know you're over there with no haircut from the last 90 days. At your house right now. I haven't seen you. Actual quote. But yeah, we got our predictions in. We got an hour and 32 minutes in tonight. I think it's safe to say it's time to wrap it up. For sure, his digital footprint is LeBron Glaze. All right, man. It's time for us to clock out. If you rocked with us today, make sure you remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next live. Eric, you're late as always, but it's all good. Hope you have a good night, my friend.
We out.